The butterfly effect is the idea that the smallest of actions can have the biggest consequences, no matter how unlikely a connection seems. A family deciding to take a shortcut through a dark alley could eventually lead to a never-ending war between lunatics and a hero who might be the least sane of them all. A man's choice to face his fears might lead to the salvation of the whole galaxy, or the misplacement of a single piece of sharp metal could stop the world from gaining its greatest champion. This is Justice League, the Nail. There's only one true difference in this Elseworld, and it's this stray nail sticking out of Johnathan and Martha Kent's tyre on the day they were supposed to find baby Kal-El's crashed spaceship. And without the Kents to find and raise him, who knows what will become of Kal? The domino effect here will be severe. And 24 years later, beloved politician Lex Luthor has been re-elected as Mayor of Metropolis. Luthor's running on a platform to outlaw superpowers, hero or villain, and he's backed by his loyal deputy, Lex Luthor's pal, Jimmy Olsen. In this world, the first Metahumans appeared during the crisis of World War II, and they were rightfully treated as heroes. But when the world come back together, something changed. Suddenly the colourful and heroic defenders were replaced by an edgy, dark and violent new generation. The new wave of costumes has the people worried, especially the Justice League of America, who, despite America being in the title, have heroes from all across the galaxy. Mere humans feel left behind and threatened by the influx of foreign superpowers, and humans who do try to step up to the League's level, like Green Arrow did, are quickly put back in their place. The problem seems to be that there's no one to bridge the gap between human and metahuman. No hero the American people can trust. They're all either mystery men in masks, or simply not American. And this anti-metahuman sentiment starting to work on even the Justice League itself, causing an argument over what they actually stand for. But Green Lantern of all people has a plan to bring the public onto their side. He's hired a reporter to give the real story on the Justice League, and her name is Lois Lane. Of course, the Batman thinks a PR manager's a bad idea, but the rest of the League seem okay with Lois, and she'll have a chance to prove herself soon enough, as GL has intel on an anti-meta movement that's been making waves. The Justice League gear up to investigate, but as the League wastes time arguing about the news and pondering who could be behind the hate campaign, actual crime is happening in Gotham City when Arkham Asylum is busted open. With this world quickly growing tired of putting up with the costumed crowd, the Joker wants to get one last jab in before his fun has ended forever. He's armoured up with mysteriously powerful technology and, busting out all his perilous peers, he's gonna put the fun back in Funeral. As Batman rushes off to Arkham, Lois laments how the world needs the metahuman community to produce a face it can trust. The hysteria forces Martian Manhunter to take a leave of absence, and Wonder Woman believes she's failed to follow her ideals of heroism. Flash and the Atom wonder if the anti-meta movement has a point, and Aquaman and Hawkwoman consider giving the people what they want and just going away. The League is slowly falling apart. And the JL aren't the only ones in trouble, as an armoured squadron of killer commandos abduct the Doom Patrol. In Gotham, Arkham Asylum itself is held hostage inside a strange, impenetrable bubble. Well, impenetrable to anyone not on the Joker's guest list. Sensing a trap, Batman orders his partners to stay behind. He's gonna handle this himself. And Gotham's force field problem is about to become a universal issue as another barrier is discovered, this one surrounding the entire Earth. Batman faces the Joker, who claims his weaponry comes from mysterious new friends. The Clown Prince of Crime's new toys make him more than a match for Batman, and when the sidekicks try to intervene, Joker really starts enjoying himself. Tensions on Earth are reaching boiling point, but even hotter burns the rage of Darkseid, ruler of the evil planet Apocalypse. Darkseid has his own plans for the people of Earth, plans that have been slowed by that strange barrier entombing the planet. Coincidentally occurring at the same time he discovers 2 trespassers from the rival planet New Genesis. Misconstruing this as a cowardly attack by Apocalypse's good twin, Darkseid throws out their long-standing agreement of fragile peace and demands war. Batman's partners Robin and Batgirl are killed by the Joker, and after escaping thanks to Catwoman, Batman makes the clown pay. Batman finally murders the Joker, and it's all caught on camera, giving the anti-Metahuman movement exactly what they needed. Evidence that they're right. Batman, who everyone believes died in the fire, gets all the blame for the Joker's massacre at Arkham, further fueling the sentiment that masked vigilantes are all unhinged killers. Especially the Justice League of America, which Batman was a public member of. Now public enemies, the League decides to focus on the force field trapping the Earth, believing it to be linked to the anti-Meta hate group. With the Justice League down to just Wonder Woman, Flash, Atom and Green Lantern, they all split up to follow different leads to faster pop the containment bubble. Across the galaxy brews trouble that makes Earth's problems look small. Every single Green Lantern has been summoned by the Masters to contain the carnage of the New God War. Earth's Justice League are going to have to sort themselves out. Martian Manhunter may have temporarily resigned the League, but he still lends a hand. He believes Metropolis's mayor, Lex Luthor, is behind the force field. Luthor certainly has the means, and his political platform's all about getting rid of non-humans. We just need a true motive. The Flash, meanwhile, gets the job I'm most interested in, because he gets to check in on known supervillains for a connection to the anti-Meta threat. But every bad guy base he checks in on has been destroyed, with no survivors. Barry doesn't give up yet though. Coming up on Ra's, or is it Raish, Al Ghul's headquarters, he finds the culprit of the criminal killings. Amazo, the power-copying android. Here is a really cool showing for the Flash. Amazo is a machine, so even though it can copy Flash's powers, it can't use them in the same creative ways Barry can. He vibro phases Amazo's brain out of his body, shutting him down for good. Not even the Grandmaster of the League of Assassins knows who this mystery enemy targeting metahumans is. He just knows that even the Justice League has no chance at stopping them. In a secret cave somewhere classified, the Batman still draws breath, but to say he survived the bloodshed at Arkham Asylum might be going too far. Bruce is absolutely broken after his final fight with the Joker, and to try and snap him out of it, they dress Catwoman up like his freshly murdered partner. Whose idea was this? That's so cruel. Meanwhile, the Atom gets a cool sequence to himself where he infiltrates the hideout of mad genius villain Clifford DeVoe, aka The Thinker, to check up on the League's old foe. Finding DeVoe dead, Atom discovers Thinker had been killed because he was close to uncovering the master plan of the mystery meta-haters, but the clues don't make any sense to the Atom. Something else that doesn't make sense. Metamorpho, a genuinely cool hero, tries to kill Mayor Luthor, murdering Perry White in front of Lois Lane and a camera. Just like with Batman, a hero has been filmed in a compromising position. Metamorpho escapes as Luthor's carted off to hospital. His second in command, Jimmy Olsen, wants Lois to tell the world what happened here, which will set America against metahumans even more, and he says the evidence she needs is at a research centre in Smallville. The same squad of armoured assailants who abducted the Doom Patrol managed to attack and kidnap Aquaman. Maybe this lot are bigger threats than I thought, because Aquaman's badass. If they've took him down, they are tough. Green Lantern thinks he's traced the source of the force field, but it's a trap, and the building explodes. It seems not every villain was killed by Amazo's master, but Green Lantern makes quick work of Count Vertigo and Major Disaster. But Just like with Batman and Metamorpho, the fight makes a metahuman look bad, and it's all caught on film. Near the North Pole, super team The Outsiders have been tracking Metamorpho for a while. Unaware of how he's already resurfaced in America, they've traced his last whereabouts to the Arctic, where he was helping his father-in-law with science. And now they've found the corpse of his father-in-law and a mysterious door in the ice. And when they break in and find a giant machine harnessing Earth's magnetic field, something as strong as steel takes the Outsiders down. The word alien has become synonymous with superpower as Lois investigates the Alien Research Center. Her tour guide mentions they were gonna have Perry White tell the public all about the alien invasion, but now he's been killed, they want Lois to take over. She promises to consider it, but as Lois leaves, she slipped a secret note by Dr. Lana Lang, a lead for Lois to continue her investigation at a local farm ran by Johnathan and Martha Kent. While we're here already, I just want to see how many of these characters I can name. I'm not an expert in DC, but I want to give this a go. Creeper, of course. Hawk and Dove up there, but no idea about this fella with the heart logo. Maybe Eclipso? There's the Magpie down there. Silver Banshee, a top tier bad guy there. Firestorm the Nuclear Man. I think this is Nightshade from Suicide Squad. Man-Bat, Animal Man, Buana Beast, and Dolphin. DC's got too many ape characters, so I can't guess this one. Could be Solivar. And lastly, Star Sapphire, but that one's a freebie because we've already seen her in the story. Metamorpho strikes once again, this time at LexCorp, but Martian Manhunter's been waiting to ambush any assassins. And when the heroes get close enough to talk, Metamorpho reveals he's been blackmailed and brainwashed into committing the crimes. But now his handlers have no further use for him. I am gutted. Metamorpho's cool as hell and now he's dead. And John Jones isn't too happy either. Tearing the commandos apart, Martian Manhunter decides if he wants answers, he's gotta go straight to the top. Lex Luthor. Lois arrives at the Kent farm and she finds she's being expected. And even though they didn't find Kal-El in this universe, the Kents have still adopted those in need. They've been hiding escapees from the alien research facility, like Elongated Man, Beast Boy, and whoever Ultra is. And the Kents warn Lois of two more things. One, it's not just a research facility, there's something far more sinister going on. And two, there's something even more powerful than Lex Luthor is in charge. The world's masters of the mystic art unite to try and find a solution, only to be stopped by the Spectre, the most powerful of them all, because he believes the mortals need to solve this dispute between themselves. Wonder Woman is still waiting to see the president, and while she's waiting, someone bombs the White House. Clearly another attempt to frame a hero for a crime, just like with Batman, Green Lantern, and Metamorpho. A search for survivors gets interrupted by the Metal Men, who got to the crime scene suspiciously quickly, I might add. Wonder Woman has no choice but to defend herself. And though she does defeat the Metal Men, another super being takes her down hard. Lex Luthor's quick to stir the pot, telling America that Wonder Woman was responsible for the Washington bombing, warning about aliens starting riots, and unveiling his solution to the Meta Menace, a fleet of Liberator robots. During one of the riots, Hawkwoman very nearly abandons Earth to return to Thanagar, but she realises that Earth is a home now, and she can't leave in its time of crisis. And despite all of Luthor's fear-mongering, some people can still see right from wrong. Those who witness Hawkwoman's rescue of these two kids stand up for her when the police attempt to arrest her. But normal people can't stand up to weapons like the LexCorp Liberators. Hawkwoman is taken. The world's greatest detective finds a universe-level clue. Thanagarian intel tells Batman and Catwoman that Joker's weapon was of Kryptonian design, and a news report of the Alien Research Center tells them that Batman's teammates need him. Green Lantern gets there first though, and performs a solo raid on the lab to save his teammates that goes poorly when the Liberator robots intervene. Only the power ring reveals these aren't robots. They're genetic clones of Kryptonian DNA. Lois Lane tries to get the truth from Luthor, but finds him locked in a trance by his alien master. And when Lois is attacked by a mutated Krypto, the alien master is revealed to be a super-powered Jimmy Olsen. Jimmy was behind the force field, the metahuman discrimination, the bombings, everything. It turns out LexCorp found the crashed Kryptonian ship years ago and used its alien technology to become the world's top technological empire. Whoever was in the ship was never found, but they left enough DNA to create the Bizarro clones. Lex had planned to graft the DNA to himself to give himself superpowers, but wanted to test his theory would work safely first. Using Jimmy as a test subject, the boy became more powerful than Luthor could handle. Infected with Kryptonian DNA, Jimmy's mission is to have Krypton reborn on Earth. He plans to infect humans to recreate the dead race and make a kingdom on the ashes of mankind. Following Lantern's lead, Flash and Atom sneak into the alien research lab and run right into a Bizarro trap. It's only thanks to the Batman and Catwoman wielding Joker's powerful Kryptonian technology for themselves that the heroes don't join the teammates in chains. But the remaining Leaguers pose a threat to Jimmy Olsen's plans, so the new son of Krypton grabs Lois and takes flight, off to Kansas to kill the Justice League. At the alien detention facility, it's all-out war. The Atom escapes to free the other prisoners. Hope he's careful because some of them were hardcore villains like Silver Banshee, as the League takes the fight outside. But thanks to his yellow sun-fueled superpowers, Jimmy Olsen cracks down on the League harder than Mayor Luthor ever could. Jimmy Olsen is now too powerful for even the Justice League, taking them down one by one with ease. Even Batman's Kryptonian tech barely tickles Super Jimmy, but when Jimmy triggers Batman's PTSD over his partner's deaths, his evil won't escape Batman's sight. Powered by Green Lantern, the Dark Knight gives Jimmy a beatdown, but the power ring hasn't been charged in days, blocked by Jimmy's force field, and what little charge it still had is quickly spent. Crashing into an Amish farm, Jimmy intends to kill Bruce, a mere human, for daring to hurt the new son of Krypton. Only Olsen's briefly stopped by one of the Amish, but a quick burst of heat vision should surely kill that interloper. Unless he's Kal-El, the true last son of Krypton. Kal-El can no longer let the evil he's been ignoring continue. He chooses to protect Batman and denies Jimmy's offers of partnership, which leads to Jimmy frying Kal's parents as a show of their race's superiority. Obviously, Kal doesn't take this well. One Kryptonian by heritage and one Kryptonian by heresy. Their fight rocks Smallville, until, eventually, Jimmy's unnatural powers burn his body out. His altered DNA sequence turning him to ash. The threat has ended, though neither the League or Kal-El feel like they've won. But through all the death and destruction caused by Jimmy's scheme, the world gains a new hero. Kal-El, guided by the Justice League and the Kent family, fulfills his destiny. Honestly, during the first issue I was kinda just trudging along thinking, oh, it's another edgy Elseworlds where everything goes wrong for the heroes. But Christ was I wrong, this was sick. And I honestly had no clue who was behind it until the reveal. When the Joker turned up with his power glove, I thought, oh, it's defo Darkseid and Apocalypse. But then it showed the New Gods being clueless about the barrier around Earth. Then it showed what I thought was Starro attacking John, and then I thought the DNA tests were slyly injecting Starro into the population. But then it was revealed that was a deformed Krypto and it was Jimmy the whole time. I was blindsided constantly, and I loved it. I've always thought DC's less popular heroes were way cooler than the ones they focus on. I've always preferred people like Metamorpho and Dr. Fate to Green Lantern or Wonder Woman. So in this world without Superman, I'm glad people like the Atom and Martian Manhunter got cool scenes. But that's not to say the usual A-list heroes didn't get some good showings as well, like Flash taking down Amazo alone and Batman decking Jimmy with Lantern Light. Plots like this are clearly meant for grand finale situations that can't really ever have a sequel. I mean, this world now has a crap ton of superheroes and not a whole lot of villains left, because Jimmy had Amazo absolutely clear the board. So I hope the Justice League are okay just dealing with pair snatchers and muggers for a while until the Legion of Doom gets some new recruits. My only nitpick is how the magic users weren't addressed again after the first appearance at the start of issue 3. I'd like to have seen them do a bit more to help, even if it's them versus the Spectre trying to escape his trap, just to show that they are trying. And finally, it was great seeing that no matter who raises him, Superman's a beacon for heroism. Here he chose to go against all he'd ever known to do what was right. A true hero. Let me know what you thought of the story, because I thought it was boss.